So you guys have been asking for it, and we have delivered today. One of my viewers, Maximus, he was chatting with us in stream, and he had put together a nice little run today, and we got talking Captain America, and you guys have been requesting. My biggest MFR video is actually the one I did with Reminex on the deep dive there. People have wanted an updated Captain America video badly. And so we have to deliver, and here we are. And we're going to do this video today with Maximus. And I have to say, that might be one of the coolest looking Captain Americas I have seen to date. So, man, the Captain America's sick. So I'm going to give the floor to you. And you're going to talk us through everything from your skills, your specs, everything you're thinking. But first, you said World Chat was freaking out a little bit about something that you pulled off, and I want you to just fill us in some of what you've been able to accomplish with this Captain America, and then walking us through your thinking and how you built him. Sound good? Yeah. Okay.
So obviously with the patch that went live this week, there was obviously problems with that, especially that one day in DD. I believe I lost like 30 straight, 40 straight because I was getting one hit. But when they came out with the buff for Cap, what, 2 weeks ago, they didn't have it right, I don't think. But after they fix the bad patch that happened within 24 hours, all of a sudden Cap just became a tank. Finally, a tank where he could sustain damage in DD, in dimensional duel, and not die. I mean, it's night and day. It's a big difference. So today, I was, I've been chasing just to get to 1700. My alliance mates know this, and that's when they told me the other day that, hey, you can get to 1700. It's one hit, one shot, one hit. Well, Cap, as we know, doesn't have long range abilities to hit anybody. So I was getting one shot nonstop. And when I pull up DD, my record is like 210 and 170. But I gained 100. I mean, I was only winning like 35-40% of my matches until the last 36 hours. So, anyways, that's that. You have a question, Hassan?
Yeah. So you went on a winning streak, to say the least, and you strung together quite a few victories in a row in Dimensional Duel. Is that what I understand?
27 in a row.
27 in a row. So you went from having very little success to where now you feel like, from what you explained, you even feel like you're nearly unkillable in some context because of the way that you've built this character.
Just put it this way. I watch a lot of YouTube content creators. I got most of my knowledge off of Cap from watching Valley Valley and Bane and Reminex when Reminex goes on. So it's a match, knowledge from those three, and then the stats knowledge came from watching your videos and watching you stream. So it took a while just to put Cap together, and I don't even have him there yet because I have really bad RNG. And I believe when he gets there with the RNG, like I'm gonna pull up my helmet right now. It's okay. I mean, and I'm running Midgard right now, but I don't want to run Midgard. I want to get this shield absorption. I can't say it. Bonus.
Absorption, yeah.
I want to get that bonus because I think he can stay in Vibranium nonstop. With the extra hits, and they definitely have to fix that trait in the spec. The specializations that's not working, which is this one right here. I haven't even bothered with it yet because this right here does not work what it says. So hopefully they don't pull a Marvel Strike Force and ignore it for 2 years. And I believe when they fix this, he's going to be, in Omega War. I think this gets fixed. He's going to be a lot better in Omega War too.
Okay.
So I'll show you I run 2 sets of skills right now.
Okay, perfect.
I'll show you the first one. This set right here is what I run in PvE and Omega War. And it's the most damage I can get out. Because, when you look at my stats and you look at my cards and stuff, I totally want defensive, and hardly any offense. So I want this with the hardest hitting If you look at the first one, the shield throw, obviously I start with that one. I want to come in and I want to hit somebody right away, whether it be in PvE or a Mega War. And I never bum rush right away. I wait 5-10 seconds and let the carnage happen before I go in there. And then obviously
I like
I
to
just
start the carnage.
yeah. So and if this lands, the knockback is pretty sweet, because then I'll quickly follow up with 3, which, sorry, I meant 2. It's another jump skill. So when he gets knocked back, and then I'm jumping, and then obviously he's pounding the ground, and that has pretty much good damage too. Especially the guard damage. I mean, you literally can almost guard break within 2 to 3 hits now if you land these in Omega War or Dimension Duel. And then number 3, I keep hitting the wrong thing. Number 3 is just a total damage dealer. These are high cooldowns too, unfortunately. But in Omega War and PvE, it doesn't really matter, especially in Omega War. Because you want to dip and dive. In Omega War, because there's so many flyers out there, and you just get nuked in Omega War, being a Captain America right now. And then then I follow up with the 35-second, the windmill one, and that's pretty much when there's a guard break. When I see a guard break, or I see like 3 or 4, opponents all stuck together, it's high damage, and if these land, I mean, you can get 2 to 3 kills pretty much immediately. I average about 22 to 25 kills in Omega War right now, and for Captain America, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I truly believe that there'll be adjustments made to him where you'll start seeing caps get up into the 50s at some point, 40s and 50s. Well, I say that, but PvP is in a weird place right now, so we'll see what the new high score is for developing metas in PvP. But I do believe that Captain America is going to get some more love in the future, and we're going to start seeing him do some pretty cool stuff.
Big thing with this build, like I said, mainly big time this is PvE, because the campaigns and stuff, it's so long, and the more damage, the harder you hit, the quicker Cap can get through it, because we all know taking Cap through a campaign, especially Cigar when the game launched, sucked. Where it'd take Iron Man or half the time than what it would take Cap. So and then when the new content dropped for the new campaign in the region, I want hard hitting, and I got through it, pretty quick. I'd say right on average with my alliance mates, we're all hitting at the same time and finishing at the same time. So, and that definitely was not happening pre-patch and pre-fix. So, and most people are going to say, well, why don't I put up Cap's patience and Omega War and stuff like that right away? Well, you can get those first 4 attacks off pretty quick, and then I go and I hit the Captain's patience, just for the simple fact I want to stay alive. Because within that 15 to 30 seconds, I can come out of that pile with, on average, 350 to 600 points, and I want to keep it, and then run in a little circle, and it starts all over again. So. And then once again, after the patch and update, Cap is pretty good in Omega War. He's still a little bit tweaking. I think he got most of the tweak in Dimension Duel, because Dimension Duel is totally different. I run a totally different setup, and I'll go to that right now. So as you can see, I don't even use like Captain's Patience, like provoke or a healing method, because in Dimension Duel the matches are so short.
Yeah, doesn't make sense.
So geared for defense, I want an extra offensive pack. And that extra offensive pack is a lot better than, like, this maybe where me and Bane disagree, because he likes to provoke. I don't, because it only lands, like, I only can get it to land 10 to 15% of the time. So basically, I go for bleed damage, which I would say I start out with, this one right here, 9-second cooldown. It's perfect. It just depends. Like, if I'm going against Spidey, for these Spidey people, most of you guys are pretty much do the same thing now. It's like fighting a prime. You come running across and you'll do your throw your web up in the air and do your little rock back and forth. I dodge that, and as soon as I dodge that, I will hit with this. And once I hit with that, Spidey's at half damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, because when he swings forward and he swings back and then he hits the ground, he's vulnerable right then and there. You got to time it perfectly, and he only dodges that probably 80% or 20% of the time now. Which, at least today, with that little thing, move I was doing, it was working. So, and that's the highest cooldown I have. That's why it's in the second position, because when you go to 3, it's a 14-second cooldown, which is nice. And as you can see, these are all vibration absorptions, because they fixed that too. Before they didn't have the vibration gauge working, the meter. Now it works. So when I progress and I go through 1, depends, like I said, who's playing Spidey, I hit him with 2 right away. But when I go 1, if it lands whatever, it doesn't matter. But that pretty much automatically gives you 20% for the meter, even if it misses. And then I'll hit 2, and then I'll go to 3. That usually, you're at 40%. Then I'll hit 4. Once again, these are low cooldowns. This one right here, he steps back and he runs towards them. I only hit this one when I'm toe to toe with them, because if they see it coming, it gets dodged and you lose the shield absorption. So that's at 60%. 75% with the buff. That just happened. It used to be 20%. So that's at 75%. Then I'll come in with number 5, and that's a vibranium release. Short cooldown, okay damage. That's a lot, which is nice. So right there, I'm at 75% within 25-30 seconds within the match, and by then, when I go through my skills, I'm back at this. And then once again,
because it's off cooldown.
It's off cooldown, and then what do you know? When I go through this, 2 is ready, and that's high damage. And when you got that meter full, yeah, this is where people in World Chat didn't like getting one shot. They still thought there was a bug. They still thought there was a bug in the game. So, yeah, I just did a lot of playing around. I was, it's frustrating playing with Cap, because he shouldn't be losing. And we, as Bane knows on his channel, I hate Black Widow, just hate her. But now it's reversed. I will go against a Black Widow any day. Like when I was at squad rank 110, a squad rank Black Widow at 70 was beating me pretty easily, and that was so frustrating. Same thing with an Iron Man. Just basically the only person that Cap could consistently beat at that time was Captain Marvel. That was it. But now it's like I'll go up against anyone, and Iron Man used to destroy me. It just 2 hits and I was dead. Now if an Iron Man
he's balanced.
well, he's but I'm just
I'm just kidding.
What they did with Cap for the stats, I think they finally got him right. Made Iron Man balance towards him, and that Doctor Strange, Storm is the toughest one to beat for Captain America and DD. I know I lose more to Storm now than I do others.
Okay.
So, which is weird. I mean, she got a buff too, but I can go toe to toe with an Iron Man right now as long as he's not 20 squad ranks ahead of me.
Okay.
So,
yep.
It comes down to the skill of the game of your thumbs, which this game should be. It should come down to skill, and before it just didn't. I mean, when I would see 160 Iron Man in the DD dimensional duel, I would just turn around and wish that I could moon them. I didn't even bother. So, do you want to look at my stats?
Yeah, take us through what your thinking is. Let's zip through the stats real quick, and what your focus was in building him, so the viewers can see where your head was at when you were building this loadout here for your Captain America.
So I want heavy defense. I mean, I got nice dodge rate for Cap. Dodges a lot now. I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not at full max, but being at 59% dodge for Cap is pretty nice. As you can see, my crit rate and my crit damage is okay. Crit rate is a little low, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But the crit damage decrease at 77%, you know, helps a lot. So if I go against an Iron Man that has like 200 crit damage and I'm at 77, it's only 120% higher. But the
That's
thing is,
crazy that your PvP damage isn't even that built, and you're running through people like that. I can't
that,
imagine what you'd be like if you build that stat up.
see, and I'll show you. See, I'm not there yet because I got bad RNG.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
as
What's
you
your
can see,
defense pierce? Can I see that too? What your defense pierce is at? Oh,
43%.
nice. See, there it is. So that's why your PvP damage doesn't matter quite as much, is because you have pretty darn good defense pierce.
Oh yeah, and I want, like I said, heavy defense. And if you go down to like my PvP damage is only 15%. That's it. And then obviously the PvP damage decrease, I have it maxed out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's so tanky. That's why most of today I was one. I think overall, I mean, I must have did well over 100 dimension duels today, and I won easily 80% of them. The 20% that I lost, I probably died 5-6 times. Like
So let me
literally
point
just
something
died.
out though. You're saying like a good game for you is in the mid 20s for Cap, and I will co-sign. That is a good, really good Omega War for a Cap to get into the 20s with kills.
Yep.
If you had maxed PvP damage, I argue you would be in the 40s for a good game.
See, I was gonna get to that because that's so
Yeah.
frustrating with Omega War. Is that I will get the total and have them almost dead, and here comes a guided missile from somebody on my team, and there goes the kill because
Missile
they got the
hugs.
lat. Yeah, somebody always get. It's fine, because obviously I want to win the Omega War, but it's also frustrating at the same time.
Yeah,
So
yep.
yeah, I wouldn't say double my kills, but it'd probably add a third. So in a good Omega War. So that part of it's frustrating. And like I said, I got my badges they're not great. They're just bad RNG. I mean they're good, but they're
Yeah.
just they're not there. I got great cores. I mean I got 5s on all my for coring, and then I got I believe 2 6s now. I only rolled once for a 6 and I hit it.
Well, let
So
me point something out. I mean, for what you're accomplishing for kills in Omega War with the Captain America right now, and the fact that you're not all the way dialed in, but you're onto something here, shows that there's a tremendous upside with the potential you have here. With once you have your stats all lined up, where you're completely dialed in, you're going to be doing some kind of wild stuff, I argue, in Omega War and Dimensional Duel. Just the fact that you had a 27 win streak and your PvP up is only at, what was it, like 15%? Like, that's pretty wild. That would not fly on Omega Flight in the top end of the... Your defense pierce is great, though. So I can't imagine what that's going to be like when you have your PvP up built. You're going to be a handful. And it sounds like you already are in Omega War, but...
this is where my office is going to come. It's frustrating because of bad RNG. I have so much DD gear that I believe I can get most of them to 4 nano, and I've re-rolled. I re-rolled so many times, and as you can see, I mean, look at all the helmets I got uh, for Captain America and
yeah.
DD. The shields, as you can see, and some are still left at 3. But I used, the second roll and the third roll used to be all red gear to reroll, and that's how bad it's been. And it's frustrating. I'm ready to go for the DD gear, but I mean, this one's good. So I'm going to nano
Ooh,
this.
4 crit rate. Okay. Okay.
This one's ready.
Little defense pierce thrown in there. I dig it. 26% crit rate on that. I dig it.
So this one's ready to go. As soon as I slowly I've been slowly bringing up the other DD gear. So I'm going to nano the hell out of that one. But I can't get, just bad rolls. I got the crit rate and crit damage, but I at least want the 2 accuracy.
Yeah. That's another thing, too. Once you get that 2 accuracy, that's going to be a huge... again, like I said, for the fact that you're doing as well as you are with this build, and he's not all the way dialed in yet, the fact that you're onto something with this is pretty big. So once you get that accuracy, a couple stacks, I argue with Cap too, you might even want to go for, if you grab a third one, that might be ideal as well. I know it's easier said than done, but yeah.
Like Midgard, I got horrible. I haven't been able to get any good rolls when it comes to the chest gear, but I like my shield. But so that's what I'm hoping for this shield. I got 2 dodge already, so I'm thinking about maybe. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up another shield, and then hopefully one of them gets the 3 dodge. And then when it comes to the shoes, I'm lost. I don't know what to go with. Nobody talks about the shoe stats, boots. So I don't know what's good or bad. More hit point stuff or stamina or cooldowns.
So obviously you spent a couple bucks. Is there a non-regional you would like to suggest for the free-to-play folks?
Considering that I didn't play a non-regional when the game started, I would go with your suggestion off of your YouTube video.
Okay.
You made a video of what you can't get a regional, go with what you recommended. If not, go over to Bane's channel. Bane's doing pretty good. He's not a high spender or anything like that. He's got a set and he's going with it. He's got a plan and he's doing pretty good with his cap. And his cap's at 700K and he's actually doing pretty good. And I learned a lot from watching Bane. Especially about the bleeds and stuff like that. It's just like why am I getting my butt raped? Sorry, probably shouldn't have said that. In Dimensional Duel, and he guided me a little bit towards the loadout. He likes to provoke. I had to go less offense, so having that extra attack in Dimension Duel helps a lot. I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, normally that 5th attack is the 5th attack how I get the win. So, and I'm not like the rest. I like to go toe-to-toe. I don't run around when I get a lead. I just, because he's not taking any damage and he's dodging a lot. So why run around when, if I get the big hit in that half the damages or half the health is gone, the match is over.
Yeah, I typically just stat check the person across from me myself. I mean, I'm working with something different, but that's usually my method of when I meet someone in Dimension Duel, I just typically, I don't fly, I'm not fancy. I time a couple dodges and then I just unload everything in the kitchen sink on them. So I just typically stat check the other person and say, I've just got to, I've got Mo Beta stats, so let's go. And sometimes it works most of the time. So it occasionally, certain opponents, I have to switch it up though. There are certain opponents I have to pay attention to the stuff that they're using but again, you do at the top, you play the same people over all the time. So you do get kind of used to them. It's when someone new comes in that's kind of joining the upper echelon that you're like, that throws you off. But like you were saying too, a lot of the Spideys you face are using the same rotations. That is helpful that you can get kind of acclimated to what people run and what stuff hits hardest, when to dodge. Some people use the same loadout in order for everything, so you do get kind of used to playing them every day.
Iron Man and Black Widow are the same thing. You know what you do. You do the 3 thing and your 3 attacks, and if it's not over, it's pretty much well over. So
Mhm.
you just gotta avoid the initial 5 to 10 seconds against Iron Man. Once you avoid the first 5 to 10 seconds and you come out of it pretty good, it's a good match.
Mhm.
So yeah, since they fixed the bad patch, the next day, they finally tuned what they probably meant to do when they buffed him a week or two ago.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but like as you can see, I have all the special cards except for Storm.
Mhm.
So, but as you can see, this is where I get my PvB damage decrease. There's one on cap. The reason I got him is because I want that dodge rate.
Mhm.
Along with the PvP decrease, Star Lord has 2, 3
Mhm.
things for stats when it comes to defense. So that's why I equipped that one. This has been a godsend. This new card,
Yeah.
20% accuracy rate. I mean, that made a huge difference. Huge difference in
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
huge difference. I
So
have
the
that
fact you don't
accuracy
get it on
rate.
your chest, that's super beneficial.
That's why, like, if I get 2 accuracy for the chest, I'll be fine
Yeah.
because of
Yep.
this
Two.
card.
You'll be all set. You might even be. Well, yeah. You'll still want two.
But I have so many chest gears. I'm gonna re-roll a couple sets a couple times.
Right.
It's,
Yep.
but the Convergium since the Blitz nerf is really
Feels bad,
yeah,
man. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. It slowed down I had so much saved up, of 6 reds. It's all gone with bad rolls, and now it's a slow process getting there again. And then I had to bring in Loki just because this is where I'm getting my crit damage. And imagine
Mhm.
if I didn't have this card in there
You're
when it
probably
when
a
it would.
little scared to upgrade that, aren't you?
Yeah,
Because
I
it's gonna
am.
re-roll that bonus stat. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. But I have another one in my inventory for backup. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and then obviously what I'm mad about is obviously the super villain damage
Yeah. Super
decrease.
villain. Yeah. Oof.
But look at the
But
look at the damage decrease. The 2 stats of damage
yeah, it's
decrease.
still pretty much it's still a very good usable card though. So
Yeah, and this is the frustrating thing is
oh, you got a Black Widow too in there.
I got 3 of them.
Oh, it hurts my soul.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
this was my first Black Widow.
that's tough. Let's hope they give us something to be able
No,
to re-roll that exclusive stat in the future.
but so then I rolled her again. Let me find her.
Yeah, I see you got a Spidey in there too.
There's I just oh okay, yeah, I just got this one today. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
No, this one.
Oh,
Sorry, I got.
oh, oh,
Sorry,
oh,
no. This one I
no.
got. This one I got. Sorry, it's mix up. This one I got last week. I'm like, yes, another Black Widow. I can get rid of that surface air, and then I see that.
Yeah.
That's why I still had a 4-star. But this is the one I rolled today. Oh,
Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
oh.
There's a lot of potential there.
So the question is, do I want to, y- you know,
Yeah. Upgrade it again. Re-roll that stat. Yeah. I get it. Yep.
yeah,
For sure.
I want to use this one right now, but I would be pulling more off my the damage decrease for PvP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting. I can't wait to use this card like full time, but
Mm-hmm.
I actually get better stats running the other ones.
Yeah,
Because
let's check out your spec tree now too. I want to see what your thinking was there when you I'm sure
my and this is the other thing that's holding me back because um, obviously I use all my specs. Once again, bad RNG.
Mhm.
I've never played a game where you spend money currency in this game, crystals, to do raids, right?
Mhm.
And then you roll to upgrade your specializations and they fail.
Yeah. It's tough for
So,
sure.
and when it comes to specializations for Cap compared to the other, 7 playable characters right now, his specializations, I don't like them. They're it's kind of frustrating. So basically, what I did is I filled all the outsides as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Before I worked on my traits, because like this right here, this trait down here, I will probably never use hand-to-hand combat in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I tried, and it's unless they buff that somehow. So I'm not even worried about that one. The PvP decrease the shield, yeah. So that one that will be always used. This is only a PvE one. You don't need this you can't use cures for PvP. So it's a useless trait, in my opinion. This trait up here doesn't work, but you can see I'm ready for it when it comes to the materials. But I'm 0 for 4 right now, getting that to a 7 on rolls. This one, it's another. I just don't like the trait. I just decrease the status effect. I mean, the matches are so short and stuff like that. It's not, in my opinion, it's not a bonus for cap.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it looks like you dipped your toe in the water there to try it out, huh?
Yeah. This one, right? I'll use this one as soon as I'm ready for it. But once again, it's another thing. It only works at 30% when you get to 30% or below. So it's a PvE trait or tactic, because it's not like when you get 30%, all of a sudden this kicks in, you're going to get a godsend of hit points hitting you. No, you get 4 or 5% over what 10 seconds.
It's a rate. Yep.
Yeah. So once again, it's a useless tactic. This one, guard gauge. This one, I think by default I'll use. Obviously, I've been slowly working on it.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I find, I don't have no of the green. It's just because I have wasted so much over here.
Mm-hmm. Dormont was up.
So yeah, I can't wait. This I will use. Absorbing 3.3%. Obviously, I believe it maxed out at a total 3%.
Mm-hmm.
To get HP to deal damage as HP as damage. So that's going to be a good thing, I believe, in PvP. And there's a bleed one some here that, because I have 2 to 3 attacks that use bleed right here. So this one, once again, it's the green. This one right here is in my opinion, a good trait to use.
Mm-hmm.
So because of my build.
Right. Yep.
So hopefully it's helpful. I mean, most people aren't in the positions that we are in, if you know what I mean. And
yeah, for sure.
But
it's sometimes at the end of the day, it's about potential. It's to show you what's at some point they're going to get to this. It might be tomorrow, might not be next week, and might not be next month. But at some point, these are decisions they have to make, and you've already done the trial and error, and that's what makes these videos important.
I'm hitting the wrong one. There we go. It's like all this other regional gear, I'll never have use for it. But hopefully, with the announcement, from watching a video where maybe you might be able to swap out gear to other tunes, other characters would be nice. And all my inventories are full of gear.
Oh wow!
So
you're a hoarding fool, aren't you?
I chased.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest warning towards people. Don't chase in this game.
Yeah.
If you can't. I mean, I can't stress that enough. I had to chase. So, unfortunately, but to me, I enjoy playing this game. I want to keep this game alive. I want to, hopefully hopefully there's a benefit for the free-to-play players for what we do,
Right, yep.
I'm the same route, when it comes, like, if I see an unbalanced Omega War, I stand on the decks. You know,
Yeah.
just I don't want to make it not fun for other people. And I pretty much know right away going into Omega War if I'm going to lose because I see what my team looks like, and because you can see the levels, the other players. And obviously, I'm on the Stark City server. You're on Omega War, so everybody on Omega Wars. You know, but the global launch servers, yeah, the matchmaking is pretty awful at times.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I can still be over on our server, but yeah, I concur. There's sometimes where I don't. There's a little trick where you queue right at the last second, and you can get these 3-on-3s and stuff, and they're not very fun for me. So I'll oftentimes, if I find myself in one of those, I'll just kind of sit it out. Unless I really need to guarantee a win because it's I'm doing my 2 that I need at the for my dailies. But other than that, yeah.
I will stress this also to the free-to-play players. Go defense. Maybe I'm not, listen to Reminex if he ever does another video because he's really knowledgeable about Cap and so isn't Bane. In my opinion, for the free-to-play players, go defense because you want the crystals. And where do you get crystals? You get it in the PvP areas. And you want to do as best as you can in DD and Omega War.
There's some speculation, too, that after this latest patch, that defense might be better than ever. So take that into context as well. Defense is potentially a new reinvented meta stat. Still a lot of testing to go, though, for us to verify that. And defense pen is definitely an amazing stat, too, from what the testing alludes to. And, man, I'd really like to see what kind of numbers you do once you get that PvP damage up as well. But
I'm gonna get that as soon as I'm able to get my gear done.
Right. Yeah.
So please give me vibranium. That's what I need. That's the gold to me. Is the not the vibranium, but the. I hate that word.
So Maximus, where can they find you? You're on what server?
7, Stark City 7.
New Stark 7. Okay. And so you're doing pretty well too for not being like a global launch guy. You are on a tear, it sounds like, and you've reinvented your character to be a handful. And hey man, I really appreciate you doing this video with me today. You came in clutch. And this was super off the hip, and I appreciate that you made this work so we could get some of this information out there for some of the people. Lots of people have been wanting this video. So I actually think, too, after doing this video with you, this might be a thing I'd start doing. These deep dive videos are a hit. So lots of people really, really enjoy them. And I think it'd be fun to do more of these with the community. And this was cool. First time with someone that was a viewer, just a viewer off the hip. We were like, yeah, let's do it. You had mentioned the streak that you had ran, and I could see a lot of value in that. And I'm glad that you made it work for us today.
And this is, what I do. If any of the other people that are on the same server, and if you see me, I rotate, and I said this in your chat, and if somebody hasn't logged in for, 2 days, they're gone. If you see me, try to send me a friend request. If I'm like right now, I'm in Sakar, the worst place, the longest, grind there is when it comes to anything, Sakar. And if you see me in there, I'm in there a lot because I convergium. I'm farming nonstop. So if somebody sends me a party invite, I will accept it and I'll get them through Sakar as fast as I can. That's my, my contribute to the free-to-play players or the players that want to get to level 100. I would literally, if you group up with me, I will just follow you and get you through the regions as fast as I can.
Yeah, awesome, man. All right, well, thank you for doing this with me today, and I'm excited to get this up so everyone can appreciate your build. And I look forward to doing one in the future with you once you do the final tweaks and everything, man. I really want to see what your numbers are like and for you to share those things. I'm sure people will want updates and for you to see where your rankings have come and what kind of numbers you're putting up in some of those like Omega War and the like. And yeah, man.
Here, I'll show you that
Maximus.
quickly.
What's that?
Show you that quickly. Omega War has suffered this week because of the patch. Normally I place in the top 30, but number 6 in Dimension Duel.
Yeah, so, man. As a cap, there are none where in Omega Flight, I don't think. Well, there might be a couple. I know USMC's he's pretty sweet as well. And yeah, a number 6. That's exceptional, man. 40 in Omega War is not too shabby either in the fact that
the whole patch, that day when I was just getting one shot, it hurt. And then obviously Dark Zone, I'm farming to get to 110. Normally, Dark Zone it's a top 30. I could care less about Spec Ops.
Yeah, me too. I missed Spec Ops twice this week. I didn't even do it. So
because I crunch my cores for
right.
And then battle challenge is battle challenge, but it's possible to get. Number 6, a cap.
Yeah.
So I believe I was the first one in the game on global launch that hit the 1900 milestone per cap. So I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah, you should be.
So.
All right, man. We're gonna wrap it up and go ahead.
Please support Wolverthor and Bane. They have a lot of knowledge in this game.
Yeah. They're good noodles. I love both those guys. So. I actually really like that you shouted them out. So, all right, Max, It's been a pleasure, and thank you again for bringing us this information. And we'll see you guys in the next deep dive video. Bye now.